1st June 2021. So the institution has to appoint an arbitrator for my case by 30th June 2021. So within 30 days, arbitrator should be appointed by the arbitral institution. Okay. What does subsection 14 say? That arbitral institution shall determine the fees. जो भी fees pay करनी है, that will be determined by the institution, and the manner of its payment also will be decided by the institution. All this is subject to what is given in 4th schedule. ठीक है. इस एक्ट का जो 4th schedule है उसमें लिखा है कि कब कितना फीस किससे चार्ज करना है और उसका पेमेंट कैसे किया जाएगा, स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द केस, मिडिल ऑफ द केस, एंड ऑफ द केस. सो वो 4th शेड्यूल में लिखा हुआ है. सो कितना फीस पे करना इज टू बी डिसाइडेड बाय द ट्राइब्यूनल. How it is to be paid is to be decided by the tribunal, and the rates are specified in the 4th schedule. Okay, 4th schedule में जैसा दिया उसके हिसाब से you have to decide. The institution will decide, tribunal will decide. Okay, then it may be noted that section 11 subsection 14 shall not apply to international commercial arbitration and in arbitrations where parties have agreed for determination of fees as per the rules of an arbitral institution. Okay, so whatever is written in subsection 14, ठीक है, ये वाले subsection में, ये subsection में जो भी लिखा है, it will not apply to international arbitrations. And in those arbitrations, domestic arbitrations, where parties have agreed for determination of fees as per the rules of arbitral institution. आर्बिट्रल इंस्टीट्यूशन ने जो रूल्स बनाए हैं हम उसके हिसाब से फीस पे करेंगे. ऐसा अगर डोमेस्टिक पार्टीज ने डिसाइड किया तो वो लोग उसके हिसाब से फीस पे करेंगे. लेकिन अगर आपने ऐसा कुछ डिसाइड नहीं किया है, दोनों पार्टीज ने मिलकर ऐसा कुछ डिसाइड नहीं किया है, देन आर्बिट्रल इंस्टीट्यूशन जो फीस डिसाइड करेगा, ठीक है, एज पर द 4th शेड्यूल, वो आपको पे करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, हैव यू अंडरस्टूड बोथ दीज पॉइंट्स? ओके. Power of central government to amend the 4th schedule in terms of section 11A. If the central government is satisfied that it is necessary or expedient so to do, it may by notification amend the 4th schedule, and thereupon the 4th schedule shall be deemed to have been amended accordingly. There is nothing rocket science in this paragraph. What are they trying to say? Schedule, what is written, that how much fees is to be paid, how the fees is to be decided, what will be the procedure. So this 4th schedule can be changed, can be whatever changes are required to be made can be made by the central government. So section 11A gives power to the central government that whenever they feel that it is necessary or it is, very much expedient. Expedient means necessary. Okay, necessary to do so. So by passing a notification in the official gazette, they will amend the 4th schedule. Amend means make changes in the 4th schedule. And whenever the changes are made, from that day onwards, the changed schedule will be applicable to all the arbitration cases.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is this clear? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, section 12 subsection 1 provides that when a person is approached in connection with his possible appointment as an arbitrator, he shall disclose in writing any circumstances. First, I'll read the entire part of section 12, then I'll explain it to you. So section 12 subsection 1 provides that when a person is approached in connection with his possible appointment as an arbitrator, he shall disclose in writing any circumstances such as the existence, either direct or indirect, of any past or present relationship with or interest in any of the parties, or in relation to the subject matter in dispute, whether financial, business, professional, or other kind which is likely to give rise to justifiable doubts as to his independence or impartiality, and which are likely to affect his ability to devote sufficient time to the arbitration, and in particular his ability to complete the entire arbitration within a period of 12 months. So suppose I want to appoint Tarun as the arbitrator for a case which has appeared. There are two parties, suppose say Khushi and Shruti. Khushi and Shruti are two parties which are in dispute. They want to get the case solved through arbitration. Khushi and Shruti want to go for arbitration. So now they visit the arbitral institution कि हम लोग का case solve कर दो. So arbitral institution appoints Tarun as the arbitrator. Now when Tarun knows that he is going to be appointed as the arbitrator, if there are some circumstances, if there are certain circumstances which should be known by both the parties, he has to disclose about them in writing and give it to the parties and the tribunal. Which circumstances? If Tarun is related to Khushi or to Shruti in some way, he has to disclose that thing. If he is interested in the business matter, suppose the dispute between them is relating to the goods, or is relating to an office building, and Tarun is a co-owner of that office building, he will have to disclose that, because that is going to impact his judgment. He will not be impartial because he is interested in that case. So if he is interested in the subject matter of the case, either financially, professionally, personally, he has to mention about it. Any circumstances which might raise a doubt on his independence or impartiality has to be disclosed. Okay. And anything like, suppose Tarun is not a full-time arbitrator. He is a practicing chartered accountant also, or is a practicing company secretary. So he has to devote his time to his practice also. So if tomorrow he doesn't have time for the arbitration, matlab he doesn't have time to listen to the case, to give a proper judgment, to call for evidences, to investigate the matter, and he's not able to complete it within 12 months. 12 months period is given, the entire arbitration. He should disclose that also, that I cannot give sufficient time, or I am also into practice, so I will not be able to devote sufficient time. All these things has to be disclosed by the arbitrator, who knows that he is appointed for a particular case. Anything which will impact the case, anything which will impact the hearing, anything which will impact the result of the case has to be disclosed by the person who is going to be appointed as the arbitrator. Have you all understood section 12 subsection 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now, explanation 1 to the section 12 says that the ground stated in the 5th schedule. अभी क्या हो गया ना, इस एक्ट के एंड में, आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट इन इंग्लिश ऑल्सो, फर्स्ट आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट इन हिंदी. इस एक्ट के साथ एक 5th शेड्यूल आता है. वो 5th शेड्यूल में कुछ ऐसे ग्राउंड्स दिए हैं जिसके बेसिस पे आप डिटरमाइन कर सकते हो कि जिस बंदे को हम अपॉइंट कर रहे हैं वो बंदे के इंडिपेंडेंस और इम्पार्शलिटी पे कुछ डाउट हो सकता है क्या. मतलब अगर वो बंदा किसी एक पार्टी का रिश्तेदार है, डाउट हो सकता है. अगर वो बंदा किसी एक पार्टी का पार्टनर है, डाउट हो सकता है. अगर वो भी उस सब्जेक्ट मैटर में किसी तरह इंटरेस्टेड है, डाउट हो सकता है. तो ऐसे उन्होंने ना लाइन बाय लाइन सर्कमस्टेंसेस दिए कि अगर ये सर्कमस्टेंसेस एग्जिस्ट होते हैं, मतलब आपको आर्बिट्रेटर के इंडिपेंडेंस और इम्पार्शियलिटी पे डाउट होना चाहिए. तो 5th शेड्यूल में कुछ ग्राउंड्स दिए गए हैं जो आपकी मदद करते हैं ये डिटरमाइन करने में कि अगर ऐसे ग्राउंड्स एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं while appointing the arbitrator, so you should have a doubt to his independence or impartiality. Okay, I'll explain it in English also. ये सबको समझ में आया?